All right, you know right here, you know that this is a continuation of the lunch special that we had today, y'all. Oh, we're gonna continue to go ahead and talk about that Brian Flores massive win in the Supreme Court. We also gonna go ahead and talk about Money Mayweather. We're gonna bring that back up again, and we also gonna go ahead and continue to talk about the Tua Tagovailoa medical issue that may be pending in Atlanta. That's the topics on the lineup tonight. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me come on to the stage. Let me come to the stage. Let me come to the stage. Y'all, I already have. Let's see here. Let me go and push out this notification because we're going to be talking about once again the Brian Flores situation. We're going to be talking about the Floyd Money Mayweather situation and also that pending big high profile case that may be pending in the Atlanta Falcons this year with Kevin Stefanski and Tua Tagovailoa. If you didn't catch that live this morning, I'm gonna fill you in. Let me go ahead and change. Let me go ahead and change this. Let me go ahead and drop this right here. Now listen, y'all. I found this video today. Let me go and warm up the room here with this video right here. Everything that I have been saying regarding this case in the last, we talking about 2 months. How come somebody else has already articulated the same thing that I said? And this video here, I forgot how long it is. I'm only going to play like 5 to 6 minutes of it just to prove my point. But when the Supreme Court just has shut down the NFL, this is major. This is massive. This is going to be bigger than what we expect. This is going to be bigger than something that I can even articulate. What if the NFL going to do now? What are they going to do? Seriously, what are they going to do? Hold on. Let me go ahead and play this right here. So this is the thumbnail for the audio clip that I'm about to play. This is going to prove a lot of my points. Hold on. Let's see here. And I didn't know the Brian Flores case. The Brian Flores case have about 106 pages. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. Y'all listen to what the other side is talking about right now. And actually, it's kind of shocking. Let me go ahead and play this. Here we go. Here we go.
So now it goes forward, and look, there's a lot there. There was a third amended complaint that was filed last week. And the way it works, you file a civil complaint that...
So hold on. If you have been following this case, we discussed last week, it was Thursday or Friday, that his case can be amended because he added another complaint to his lawsuit, which was retaliation. So I'm just setting the stage right here. So it also seems like he has been amending it. So hopefully he has also increased his punitive amounts, his compensatory amounts. Brian Flores is going to get paid. There's no way that the NFL is going to allow this case to go any further. If the Supreme Court has said move forward with the case, we're going to, this right here is how bad it is. If the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has told Brian Flores to move forward with your case against the NFL, can you imagine the evidence that they had to consider and review? I can't believe nobody's talking about this. That means single-handedly, I'm not going to say single-handedly because we kind of find out there's other black coaches that I'm glad has attached themselves to this case. With that being said, but I'm going to say this. Because of Brian Flores, I don't know the other coach's name, but because of him and his courage, he may be bringing down a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I think the NFL is what 250 to $300 million worth company, if not more. So let me go ahead and continue to play this. I got to do some admin stuff here. Send this notification out. Come on with it. This channel is called NFL on NBC.
Has all of your allegations, one paragraph at a time. And this one has, I think, over 400. It's a 106-page complaint now. And it has grown, and it can be amended. And the legal system is very loose about allowing the plaintiff to make new claims. A lot of it is driven by what you've learned in discovery or further investigation. But the current defendants are, as I mentioned earlier, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Broncos, and the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Wilkes has sued the Cardinals. Ray Horton has sued the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that other teams will be added. And the new addition, one of the new additions.
So just to remind you, he only called out maybe about 4 or 5 teams. Just to remind you, Brian Flores got approved for his legal team to subpoena 25 NFL teams. This is huge. 25 NFL teams. I did the math. That's 78. That's almost 80%. That's 80% of all of the NFL teams that has been dragged into this case. And nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about 80% of the NFL teams probably will be called to the stand. Oh my God. What information? Let me go ahead.
This third amendment complaint is a claim by Brian Flores that he has experienced retaliation from the NFL generally, since he's been in this position of filing the lawsuit, including he hasn't been hired to be a head coach. And he doesn't name any specific teams that he believes failed to hire him to be a head coach or fairly consider him for a head coaching job in the 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 hiring cycles. We've had 5 hiring cycles now that he's been available, but he hasn't been hired to be a head coach. And I think through this process of discovery, reviewing documents, questioning witnesses, they'll get to the bottom. Yeah. And you think of all the vacancies that have happened. Remember, as we came into the 2026 offseason, there was this, man, look at that Vikings defense. Look what it did to the Lions in an elimination game for Detroit to get back to the playoffs. And there was this sense he was going to get multiple opportunities this year, and he didn't get a single offer. And I only think he got a couple of interviews. Yeah.
Did y'all hear this? Yeah, I got to stop it for copyright purposes. But Brian Flores, he only got 2 interviews this year. Brian Flores only got 2 interviews this year. And let's going to put the truth out there. He only got those 2 interviews because of the Rooney Rule. Only because of the Rooney Rule. But out of all those teams and vacancies, 2 interviews. And he may only got the first part of the interview process, because we found out doing our own investigations, each team, some teams, well, I'm going to say each team, they have to interview twice, a candidate twice. So Brian Flores probably never even got to the second interview process of the head coach hiring process. Let me go ahead.
They'll take a close look at all of the teams that have hired coaches, who they considered, who they didn't, who they hired, who they didn't. And it will only the retaliation case can be stronger than the original case, because I think it's easier to get a jury to understand why someone would be motivated to retaliate against someone who had the audacity to question us in court. And that's the specific allegation Flores makes. He cites a culture of retaliation within the NFL. And if that's true, let me tell you something. Based on the years I've practiced law and represented individuals who were in trouble at work and dared to take action against it, I would say a significant number of American businesses have a culture of retaliation. No one likes to be sued, and they get pissed off when it happens.
Yeah, right. I mean, we know that's common play with anybody, anything, corporations, and I think it's, times 5 when it comes to the NFL. Yeah, I mean, as far as the NFL is concerned, there's a stain with Brian Flores. And I think that, yes, certain teams and owners would probably be scared to deal with, the Brian Flores, the situation, everything that's there. But, I mean, does he have a case as far as talking about a guy that should be hired as a defensive head coach,
yes,
or as a head coach that was a defensive coordinator? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about?
Hey, let me tell you one thing. Listen, when this case started boiling over about 2 weeks ago, there was only a few podcasters talking about this, and believe it or not, it was not. I don't even think Nightcap, Cam Newton, Michael Irwin, the community of podcasters that look like me. I hate to say this, I didn't see them unless the Janet Jackson algorithm, hint, hint, has already buried those videos. But I saw people from the other community talking about this case. Of course, some was giving Brian Flores his props, and the other ones, they were saying, oh, Brian Flores is about to lose his job. I wonder what they're going to say now. You can't say nothing if the Supreme Court has already looked at some evidence and said, hey, guess what? We're not going to intervene. Go forward. The Supreme Court, they basically said you can move forward with a trial. A trial. I pulled up the article this morning. I'm going to pull it up again today. This CNN update report came out yesterday. It said that the Supreme Court said that this case can move forward and go to trial. Y'all better hold on. Because they're going to talk about their egos. They're going to talk about the NFL egos. If the NFL owners' egos continue to get in the way, and they push all of their money in the middle of the table and said, bet. It's no telling what's about to come out, y'all. Let me go ahead and finish playing this right here, y'all. I'm getting so excited. I'm talking slow because I don't want to stumble over none of my words. This thing is about to get juicy. I hope Selmo's in the room. I hope Mel's in the room. Black Diamond 306. I hope y'all in the room. I hope y'all in the room. We got to talk about this tonight, y'all. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. This is for the blow up. Brian Flores is about to take down the NFL. Even if they settle with Brian Flores, you can say that it was... Hold on. Let me finish playing this.
About here. You just saw Jesse Minter get hired, and you go, well, he didn't have the resume Brian Flores has, and I think the world of Jesse Minter. And I'd sit there and go, I don't even think that the Vikings defense is as talented as the Chargers. So we saw Jeff Hapley get fired. I think the world of Jeff Hapley. He ain't been Brian Flores over the last few years, and he's had more talent on his defense than I would say the Minnesota Vikings have. So, yeah, I feel like if this wasn't there, Brian Flores would already have a job again. That would be my estimation. And, yeah, I think because of that I think there's even coaches and GMs that are scared because of the whole situation and what might be there. And then we know Brian Flores ain't afraid to fight back and do this right here, which also could scare another team or an owner and a GM. Right, going like, hey, he's not afraid. He's going to push back here. Do we want to deal with this? This might be a little bit of a controversy with our team. So, yeah, all of that has led or put him in a bad spot. And fortunately, he's in a spot where he's really well respected. They love him. But Brian Flores, come on, should be a head coach. There's no doubt about that.
When you think of the stories that have emerged in the past when a team has broken ranks from the unofficial collusion mandates, like don't give veteran players fully guaranteed contracts. Ooh. The Browns supposedly getting the cold shoulder at the league meetings after they gave Deshaun Watson.
Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. And I know this may not be part of the case, but they definitely brought this up for a reason. I don't know why they just dropped this nugget in there. Did y'all hear that the Browns, after they gave Deshaun Watson his guaranteed contract of all of the money, remember I told you in another live, that put pressure on all the teams to do that moving forward, which is why they filed their own grievance and said that would never happen again. They would never happen again in the NFL. Y'all know we talked about that live, but also I need to break right there. Did y'all hear in that small segment between my commentary, there was a particular word that I don't even know his name, but he kept using. He kept saying afraid. They'll be afraid to hire him. The GMs will be afraid to hire him. They may be afraid of retaliation. Right? I know y'all heard it, right? Why are they afraid? Why would they be afraid of anybody that pushes back on being treated like a human with dignity and respect? This case is going to be like an onion. there's going to be so many levels to this. It's going to be, if they don't stop this now, if the Supreme Court, once again, if the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, in the United States of America, if they have said, move forward, y'all, we may see a settlement in the next 30 days. And Brian Flores, I'm going to tell you one thing, it better not be just that first amount that you requested, which was $100 million. I hope when you went ahead and added retaliation in there, I hope you bumped up that amount to at least between 500 and 7, I say even $800 million. Go ahead and get that, Brian. Go ahead and get that, Brian Flores. Let me continue. But what are they afraid for? Think about this, investors and viewers. Why would the NFL be afraid to even hire Brian Flores after he filed his original lawsuit against them? What are you afraid for? See, they can't separate. To me, they can't separate certain action from certain people. And maybe this is why Shedeur Sanders did slide in the draft, because they couldn't separate the young man's jury from his talent. Maybe this is why Shedeur Sanders slid down in the NFL, because they couldn't separate the last name from the talent of the quarterback. Maybe this is why Shedeur Sanders slid down, because as you see, if they couldn't even separate Brian Flores from the case that he filed in 2022 and say, you know what, I know you got talent, you got a grievance, I understand it, but come on in here. Now, let's talk about it. Let's use common sense. If somebody would have just hired Brian Flores, right? Let's say it definitely in the next cycle of hiring coaches, he probably would have dropped the case. He probably would have dropped the case in good faith. Easy. The NFL, all they had to do was just consider what the man was saying and consider their own practices. They could have settled this in that private arbitration that they wanted. Now that the Supreme Court said, nah, you're not going to get a private arbitration. You got to go to trial to get this settled. If they would have just did this when Brian Flores was quote unquote injured and filed this case, they could have did this in 2023. And guess what? We would not even be talking about this in 2026. They could have settled with him behind the scenes. Hey, sorry for the miscommunication. Hey, you're going to go over here. You're the head coach over here. And in good faith, we're going to give you a settlement agreement. But NDAs will be signed. This will not be discussed. Whatever amount that we agree to, we're going to settle this behind the scenes as men, which is what they're trying to do now. Believe it or not, the reason why I'm bringing this up now, the NFL is trying to do this now with Brian Flores, but the Supreme Court says no. If you don't believe me, I'm going to bring up the article. Once again, what I just described, the NFL is trying to do this 4 years later now, versus they should have did this within the first year or even the same year that Brian Flores filed this motion. And now they have gotten the Supreme Court involved. They didn't think it was going to go this high. Let me play 3 more minutes of this, and then I'm going to pull up that article to show proof. They could have rectified this early. Easy. Let's go ahead.
5-year deal that sparked the eventual arbitration case in the CBA context over whether or not there was collusion, and this ridiculous finding that there was attempted collusion, that the league told the teams to collude and they just didn't, which I reject and will always reject. I think that they were caught, they were nailed, and the arbitrators lacked the moral fiber or the legal clarity to come to the right decision. At some level, they were concerned about their appointment to continue to be these arbitrators. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not making allegations of fact. Please don't sue me, NFL arbitrators. But this becomes, I think, a situation where it's a test of wills, and we know that the owners aren't going to give in. I don't think Brian Flores is ever going to be a head coach again.
Did you say he don't think that the NFL, I don't want to mix this words. Hold on, let me rewind. Who did he say is not going to give in? Who did he say is not going to give in? Let's replay that.
But this becomes, I think, a situation where it's a test of wills, and we know that the owners aren't going to give in. I don't think Brian Flores.
He said he don't think that the 32 NFL owners is going to give in. Now, I don't know if he's talking about settling or going to court. Now, based on how this case is moving, mind you, I just broke the update regarding that this case had got legs, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I reported that this case got legs. Oh, and then last week, I reported just last week before Memorial Holiday that his legal team has successfully got approved to subpoena 25 teams and request 1,000 documents for discovery. And now you mean to tell me, so if that was, let's say that was Thursday, let's say Wednesday or Thursday, this article just came out here yesterday, which was Monday or Tuesday. So we're talking about 5 more days. 5 days later, the Supreme Court then came back and said, no. You got to take this case to trial. We ain't even going to touch it. And he says that he don't think that the NFL is going to
opinion on lack the moral fiber or the legal clarity to come to the right decision. At some level, they were concerned about their appointment to continue to be these arbitrators. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not making allegations of fact. Please don't sue me, NFL arbitrators. But this becomes, I think, a situation where it's a test of wills, and we know that the owners aren't going to give in. I don't think Brian Flores is ever going to be a head coach again, unless there's some sort of backroom deal that's done. Like if he ends up with the tiger firmly by the tail and the tiger can't get loose, and the only way out of this is to just give this guy a head coaching job, for crying out loud, that's a way it can happen.
Vestals and viewers, let me go ahead and tell you, based off the momentum that this case has, and you mean to tell me that Supreme Court judges has said to move forward with a trial? I'm telling you now, on Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge, on what? What is it, the 27th of May, 2026? Brian Flores, he got that tiger by the tail. Everything they just described, Brian Flores got that tiger by the tail. By the tail. Brian Flores got the NFL by the tail. You can't tell me that their lawyers at this point is not working on. When this information came out yesterday, that means if the information came out yesterday, they probably got that information last week. You can't tell me that the NFL legal team is not working on something behind the scenes, aka one of the largest undisclosed settlements ever in history. Forget just the NFL, in history. In history. Brian Flores is 2 more minutes, y'all. Then I'm gonna go to the comments. Then we gonna go to the next. Oh my God, this is gonna get good. I don't want the case to end, y'all. I don't want the case to end. But guess what? I don't want the case to end. But see, when they settle for Brian Flores, I don't know how many other black coaches also have their lawsuit gearing up too in the background. So that means they got to settle for Brian Flores and all the other coaches. That's why I said they need to go ahead and settle all of this right now, because this is about to get out of hand. This is about to get out of hand if they don't settle. Hold on. 2 more minutes. Fair use. And I'm going to the comments.
But it's not going to be easy to do. And I think the safer bet is he has sacrificed his future as an NFL head coach for this greater good of exposing years of racial bias, which is proven out by the numbers, and the culture of retaliation that will be proven out, I believe, through depositions, documents, and other efforts. Now,
so you're calling it doesn't ever get it. You don't think he'll ever get it, though? You don't think it'll ever happen?
I'd be very surprised if he becomes a head coach again. I think it's far more likely that he ends up getting a massive verdict against the NFL. Massive. One that will...
I'm going to pause right there. If you want to finish watching this video, I got up to the 6 minute and 27 timestamp, and it's roughly about 5 to 6 more minutes. That is the thumbnail right there. That's the video that I'm actually playing here in the background. Y'all, if you paid attention to that sentence, he kept putting those nouns with S's, depositions, witnesses. This is deep. The NFL is going to settle. Even he said the only way to get out of this, he was running the NFL, it's going to have to be, then he used the word massive settlement. Brian Flores Oh, my. And the NFL, guess what? They got the money. That's why I didn't understand why Brian Flores went so low. He only went $100 million, right? He needs to definitely up that to, I said, between $500 million to $750 million. You know why? Tony Talks vested up. What are you talking about? Why are you talking about so much money? You know why? Because they're worth, you might as well, $300 billion. The NFL can go ahead and get off almost, let's say $600 million to get Brian Flores. That's not going to be nothing. They're worth $300 billion as an entire entity. Brian Flores, thank you again. Black excellence. Good gracious Lord. And all the other black coaches that has filed your motion, please take suit. Attach your case to this case. Do what you need to do. You need to be running up that hill along with Brian Flores so you can get your payday too. But just know, if they do settle, if this is the massive settlement that I've been talking about last week for the last 2 weeks, and he just mentioned, we will never know the details of that money. It's going to be so many NDAs. But get your money, Brian. Let me go and go to the comments. Let's see here. Let's go to the comments. All right, Vessels, I'm coming at you. What's up? Hello, Tony. What's the word for the day? Money. That's the word for the day. And Brian Flores, he got that. It's on today. What's up? Slim 081? Hey, I still have not broken down that Carolina game, but I'm going to get you this week. What's up, CJ? What's going on? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in this morning to the lunch specialties. What's up, CJ? Sell more, welcome, return. What's up, Justine? Return. What's up, Lady E? Lady E said, hello, Tony, a little tired, but I'm here. Come on, listen. Thank you for being here. Please. You got to go back and watch that live too, Lady E, but I understand. Do it on your own time. Rest up first. What you said, Kaepernick is that dude. He just didn't have the support. Right. And then he settled. I think Colin Kaepernick, how much did he get out of his case? Let me see how much he got out of his case. Didn't he get like 20, 30, 40 million? But if not, that probably was also undisclosed. Hey, guess what? Colin Kaepernick and the NFL reached a confidential settlement in February 2019. That's what I'm saying. Once they settle with Brian Flores and the other coaches, it's going to be a confidential settlement. Matter of fact, I need to go ahead and change this thumbnail to a confidential settlement pending. Allegedly. Man, listen. We finna dog walk this. And guess what, y'all? I ain't gonna say that. What's up, Peter Supernatural? Peter Pumpkin Eater. Come on with it. What's up, Lady PC? You don't even return too. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Tasha D254. They definitely made. When the Supreme Court said move forward, I said, oh. Even last week, I was jumping up and down, Tasha, if you didn't see that from last week. I said, well, he got approval to subpoena 25 teams, and there's only 32, and he got approval to request 1,000 documents. See, that is a specific number. That means that Flores knows where the bodies are buried. Hint, hint. Come on with it. Come on with it. What you said, Justine? The NFL will set. You're right. Even though he has requested 1,000 documents, right? He has requested them. That means the NFL, before they turn on them documents, like I said right now, their NFL team, legal team is working on a settlement. They ain't gonna turn nothing over. Listen, if they settle right now, they don't have to turn anything over. Now, this is what I do know. And I'm not putting allegedly. If we get a trial date, right? Let's say they do turn over everything. That means when we go to trial, this thing is about to get juicy. That means that the NFL, it has definitely said, I raise you one. Let's go to trial. Oh, really? You want to do this in 2026? If the NFL, if it ever come out that Brian Flores versus the National Football League is going to trial, that means that the NFL said, bet, I raise you one. I'm going to give you your documents and I raise you one. Oh my, just know where you heard it first over here. Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. That's when we go get nasty. But I don't think they go do that, y'all. Too much will come out and then additional cases will take root and grow from that case. So too many small fires will start and burn everything down. So they're going to settle. They're going to settle. What's up, Maria? What's up, Maria S12? Detroit, the NFL really messed up this year. They can't make, and listen, you know, you've been in the last live. Now, when his case got motion for discovery, now mind you, for y'all don't know it and you haven't been watching the ladies' lives, his first motion of discovery was denied, dejected in 2023. But you know what? He kept pushing. That's the only reason he got traction in late 2025, early 2026. He kept pushing. He appealed it. And guess what? It had to be another judge. Somebody else said, nah, this gonna move forward. Matter of fact, I went over that article. That judge for the second court in New York, second circuit, I'm gonna go over that article. He said, move forward. Go ahead, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton put him in, that whoever that judge is. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What you doing? What you say? Did you check out the Plabos? Find out. No, I haven't, Evelyn. So much is coming down. So much is coming down. Hold on. Too much is coming down. Especially with this case here. So I got to catch it. But I'm definitely going to, I wrote it down right here, Evelyn. These teams should really be afraid now because the judges, you know what? That's funny. You say that, lady PC67. I was talking to a friend before this live, and I was demonstrating that Brian Flores has the hammer on the NFL head. You stay out of my comments. You stay out of my private conversations. Okay, lady PC67. I just told a friend behind the scenes before I went live, Brian Flores has the hammer to bust down the NFL. Now, all they walls. Thank you for that. What you say? 1532 Tony. Yep. Shout out to What She Said Sports. Giving her all credit. They damn sure don't want black head coaches, but we nurture those elite. This about to change. And you know why I said, well, Tony, you can't make speculations like that. You can't make some assumptions like that. You can't make assumptions that the NFL is going to start hiring black coaches. You bet. Because if not, they can take the same route that Brian Flores is taking right now and file their own cases. Trust me, the NFL, if they don't want to get sued again, I don't care. They go to bend over backwards. They're going to get so many black head coaches in because they don't want to go to have to settle again for this amount that they're going to give Brian Flores. Okay, I almost said something. Okay, they damn sure don't want black head coaches that would nurture those elite black quarterbacks. They finna get them in there now. They benefit and they finna get them in there now. Yes, Gemini. I said that 2 weeks ago and last week. Rashad Morris also need his case too, because there is no way that Atlanta Falcons can win. Think about it. Rasheed Morris only has to file his lawsuit. The Atlanta Falcons is going to fold already. Matter of fact, what about this, investors and viewers? Maybe Morris has already filed his motion to sue the Atlanta Falcons. You mean to tell me you fired me after 2 years of giving you a almost 500 season, and you hired Kevin Stefanski, who had a losing record, a worse record than me? Anybody is going to look at that like, what? Man, move forward, Morris. Lady PC says, I was thinking about that. His case may be stronger than Florida. That's a dunk. His case don't even have to go to the appellate. It don't have to go to the Supreme Court. It can even come down to a local county in Georgia. Any judge, just compare the winning records and the stats. And they go, Atlanta, what you do this for? Oh my gosh, nepotism. They don't want to say, oh, judge, oh yeah. The reason why we fired Morris for Kevin Stefanski, because I've been knowing him for years. And we just think that, hey, since Atlanta is going through gentrification, we just think his aesthetic is better for our team versus Morris. Man, God, they stupid. Peter said what? Let's see here. CJ said, I totally agree with you. Peter Pumpkin Eater. Hello. Everybody's saying hello. That's what I'm saying. Hello, Peter. Uh-oh. Here she go. What's up, Blind Beauty? Big time. Y'all, I don't think we're going to need that corner tonight, but y'all just be ready. Let's go here. Tony, the purest, listen, this thing is about to get so good. You're right. It has just started. Ooh, this thing just started. How much would Flores make as a coach over the next 10 years? You know what? He's going to get more than that. He's going to get more than that. Let's see. Well, and guess what? Kevin Stefanski amount is undisclosed. Let's see what Andy Reid is making. And still 10 times that is, let's see, hold on. That probably still won't be enough. Brian Flores, and guess what, y'all? If the NFL does come to Brian Flores with a settlement agreement, his lawyer can say, nah, you got to come better than that. They have all right to do that. Refuse the first offer. They can negotiate the settlement agreement. That's what I'm saying is. NFL I'm pretty sure they will blackball or downgrade the first offer. Brian Flores, never accept the first offer. Never accept the first offer. Never. Let's see Andy Reid. Andy Reid salary. Andy Reid signed a 5-year, $100 million contract extension. So that's only going to give him an annual salary of $20 million. So that's only $200 million. That's why I say they won't be enough. Nah. It won't be enough because when Brian Flores first filed his lawsuit in 2022, he only requested $100 million. That's been 4 years ago. No. Between $500 million and I'm going to say $800 million. That is the starting point. So that's why I say it's not enough. Dang, Andy Reid only getting $20 million a year? Well, I guess if you look at it, he is one of the highest paid coaches. But yeah, no, that's not enough. We need $500 to $800 million. Brian Flores, go ahead and amend that. What's up, Chantel? What's going on, Chantel? What's going on? Listen, we breaking out some legal stuff tonight. What's up, Donna C? Come on with it. What you said, Tasha? Sound like they are insiders. Listen. I wish I would have clipped that because it was from the same channel. He said, hold on, that video was on like 6 minutes last week. He said that there's other people in the background that is so happy that Brian Flores actually filed the case and kept fighting. Once again, the first motion that he put in for discovery, it was rejected. He kept fighting. And what? 3 years later, he finally said, approved. Come on with it. Brian Flores, don't settle. Let me see if I can find that video again. And then if not, let's see right here. I played it last week, y'all. Gosh, I should have kept that one. Let's see right here. Because he said other people in the NFL was very happy that Brian Flores filed the case and kept fighting. You got to remember that. He just didn't file it. He got rejected and said, I'm going back again for a second swing. Here you go, y'all. I found it. Here you go. This was 7 days ago, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I've been on this thing 7 days ago from the same channel. Here we go. See here. There we go. So that's the thumbnail there. Now, this is only 4 minutes, so let's play the whole thing. But you're going to watch at the end when they said that people are happy that Brian Flores went forward. Here we go.
It was February 1 of 2022 that Brian Flores filed his initial lawsuit against the NFL, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Broncos. The Texans have since been added. Other former coaches, or Steve Wilkes, I don't know where Steve Wilkes currently is, but he has since coached following the filing of the lawsuit. Ray Horton is part of it too. This thing has been dragging through the question of whether and to what extent the case will be sent to the NFL's preferred forum of arbitration that it controls. And
now, let me pause right there. I'm going to rewind it. It's only been 34 seconds played. So I'm going to pause it and rewind it. The reason is he's going to say something that we already got an answer to regarding private arbitration. This video came out 7 days ago. The reason why this is important, because the Supreme Court said, no, it will not be private arbitration. This video just came out 7 days ago, and the Supreme Court just basically said, Brian Flores, here's your hammer just 1 day ago. Hold on. Let me start this 34
it was
seconds.
February 1 of 2022 that Brian Flores filed his initial lawsuit against the NFL, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Broncos. The Texans have since been added. Other former coaches, or Steve Wilkes, I don't know where Steve Wilkes currently is, but he has since coached following the filing of the lawsuit. Ray Horton is part of it too. This thing has been dragging through the question of whether and to what extent the case will be sent to the NFL's preferred forum of arbitration that it controls. And
that answer is no, denied.
This comes from Daniel Kaplan, writing for Front Office Sports. Today, Flores is going to amend the case to include a retaliation claim based upon his effort to fight the league's what I call secret rigged kangaroo court of arbitration. Because Flores has managed to get multiple courts to overturn what the league's been doing for years. And this is a key part of the league's in-house justice system. We control the outcome. It doesn't go to an independent arbitrator. We control it. Wouldn't it be great if every company?
And that's why that's why the Supreme Court said no. The NFL, based off that article I read today, and I'm going to pull it up, they said no. They even looked at the NFL's private arbitration and said, hell no. This don't even look like a traditional arbitration process. That's what the Supreme Court just said. Excuse my French. They said, hell no. NFL, your arbitration process don't even look like a traditional process. They was about to get over on. Keep going.
I mean, think about it. I've said this before. Like, if your prenup says any and all disputes that may arise in the confines of this marriage will be decided by me.
Yeah.
And that's a great power.
Right.
If you can have it. So the argument is this, Chris.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah.
Because he hasn't gotten another head coaching job.
Right.
The argument is you've continued to freeze me out, whether it's because I sued you for racial discrimination in the overall NFL workplace, or I've got a tiger by the tail on this retaliation or this arbitration, issue. So, it all gets down to why isn't he getting another head coaching opportunity? The Vikings continue to keep him. He's doing a great job. He hasn't gotten a fair shake in his mind to be a head coach. Is it race? Is it retaliation based upon his filing of a racial discrimination lawsuit, or is it retaliation because he's managed to blow a gaping hole in the league's in-house arbitration process? That's now going to be part of this case, which is getting more complicated instead of simpler as it goes by.
Yeah, well, I think we all know that we feel that the NFL is one that will retaliate. That's for sure. I think everybody in the NFL
they better be careful.
That's not
better be careful
to anybody. So, yeah, you wonder that, certainly. And you wonder that especially because you go, wait, this is hands down one of the best defensive coaches in football. When you talk to offensive geniuses and like that, they're going to bring up Mike McDonald and Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo and Brian Flores. That's what's going to come out of the mouth of a lot of great offensive play callers and that. Oh, gosh, they're a pain in the butt to deal with. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, that's where you just wonder. And you don't know why he hasn't got that legitimate chance. And what's interesting, too, I think, on top of it, is that, he's got tremendous support, I think, throughout the NFL, too. Because, I think there's coaches and GMs and other people in front office that kind of like that he's kind of doing this and fighting back and bucking the system a little bit there. And then, of course, he's respected so much in coaching circles in the front office because of the way he coaches and does that. So there you go, Tasha G, and all of you investors and viewers. Yes, he does have some insiders help. Because why do you think he was able to even subpoena the teams and even to decrease the scope of teams from 2 to 6 to 25? He had to show proof that the additional teams that he added to the lawsuit had unfair, discriminatory hiring processes against black coaches. And also, why do you think out of all the numbers in the world, he has requested 1,000 documents? He didn't say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. He said 1,000. That means somebody has put a little birdie in his ear and said, do this. He just said, let me rewind it. GMs, head coaches, players. Weird where I can see own up Mike McDonald and that's for sure. I think everybody in the NFL feels that way. That's not like news to anybody. Listen. So, yeah, you wonder that, certainly. And you wonder that especially because you go, wait, this is hands down one of the best defensive coaches in football. When you talk to offensive geniuses and like that, they're going to bring up Mike McDonald and Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo and Brian Flores. That's what's going to come out of the mouth of a lot of great offensive play callers and that. Oh, gosh, they're a pain in the butt to deal with. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, that's where you just wonder. And you don't know why he hasn't got that legitimate chance. And what's interesting, too, I think, on top of it, is that, he's got tremendous support, I think, throughout the NFL, too. Because, I think there's coaches and GMs and other people in front office that kind of like that he's kind of doing this and fighting back and bucking the system a little bit there. And then, of course, Did you notice, and this is about the end of this topic here, he said coaches, GMs, and players. Not one time did he said NFL owners. Y'all, I'm having deja vu right now. I'm having deja vu. Y'all, we're going to stick with this case right here. But yes, Tasha, you hit it, Tasha. What you said, Blind Beauty, big time. Then I'll move over to one of the topics that we discussed this morning. Here we go. Let me go in and warm up the room with here. You're going to see this thumbnail. This is what we're about to move into. Let me go ahead and we need to go ahead and talk about this again because that lunch special teaser today was ooh-wee. This is the thumbnail of that lunch teaser from this morning. Let me go ahead and change so you can see the thumbnail. While I go ahead and read through I'm gonna go ahead and read through the remaining chats. Here we go. Let's see here. If Flores wins, he better get heavy security. Maybe about 10 to 20 years, but this is one thing you don't want to do after a plaintiff have won such a lawsuit. Brian Flores will be the safest he ever would be in his life. Hint, hint. Because if he wins this lawsuit and let's say something mysteriously happened to him, you don't want that type of effect after somebody wins a confidential lawsuit. That's why I call him Kaepernick. I'm going to say he's still safe at this point. They're not going to touch, basically what I'm saying, they're not going to touch a Brian Flores because they don't want nobody saying the NFL killed Brian. Oh gosh, the NFL has done something to Brian Flores because he won. The NFL don't want that type of attention. They don't even want that type of controversy. You want to took out somebody that won to get no. Brian Flores is going to be one of the safest people
in the world. I'm going to say at least for the next 5 to 10 years after this thing is settled out of court, if not 20. They may never, ever even look at him funny. And he still will have that job on the sideline. I guarantee it. Okay. What's up, Justine? Justine saying, hello, Donna C. What's up, Isaiah? What's going on with you? That's what I'm saying. How you doing? They go Run Tell That. Hey, once again, thank you for showing me that love. What? Run Tell That series. Thank you so much for all of your beautiful work. Listen, hey, tell AI I didn't catfish nothing. But I appreciate the love, but I didn't catfish that picture, and that's what AI did. I hope Brian Flores win his case in the NFL. He is racist. I agree with you, and that is one of his. That's one thing he's filing under: racial discriminations, discriminatory hiring practices, and now retaliation. Ooh, what are they gonna say? Yep. Matter of fact, that's already an initial lawsuit, Donna. He already filed discrimination charges, and I'm pretty sure the other black coaches have also. They probably filed. They file in suit right now. Trust me, they file in suit. I'm gonna be good. I know you're gonna be good. Oh yeah, this is hump day. Okay, think about all the black quarterbacks that's possibly joining in. Come on with it. That's why I said the Department of Justice. Department of Justice should be busy for the next five years. So many people. That's why I said, investors and viewers, if you haven't caught the lies because you just been lifing and you're trying to catch up, I said anybody that even had a hint of a grievance or complaint or concern regarding the NFL, this is the time to hit them with, because they are at their weakest. First, the Brian Flores case got legs 2-3 weeks ago. Then last week, a judge approved them. 25 teams can be subpoenaed plus 1,000 discovery documents. Now, the Supreme Court has said this case can go to trial. This is when to strike. I agree with you, Tony. I agree with you, Tasha. This is the time to strike. I wish I had a lawsuit against the NFL. I would be talking to my lawyers every day now. Let's keep going. What's up, Destin? What's going on, Destin? Welcome back to the chat. No retaliation. I'm not sure what you're saying, but he's definitely added that. Maybe I'm misreading that, because he could leave information that would blow the league. Oh yeah. No. They're not gonna retaliate Brian Flores after they settle this out of court. Oh no. They're not gonna touch him. Okay, and some of the players too. I do hope the players sue also. All right, so let's go into the next topic. All right, Money Mayweather Tua. So let's go into the Tua thing. So I did some more research. I have not found. Let me go ahead and show the other viewers what we talked about. Let me go ahead and remove this right here. So yesterday, while traveling, I saw, which could be a rumor or fact, that Tua Tagovailoa had stated, it was posted yesterday, breaking news, that Tua Tagovailoa did not remember signing his contract with the Atlanta Falcons. So I brought that up this morning during the lunch teaser, and throughout the day, I have been looking for like an actual factual statement. Now, according to some sources, that was a rumor, and then I went off. I did a pivot. I said, well, even if it's a rumor, the NFL and the NFLPA still should have taken Tua through a very extensive CTE medical evaluation. Well, investors, guess what I found? What's up, Blanket Alice? Kevin Stefanski was the NFL downfall, his behavior, the world witness, so the NFL karma has come. You are right. You know I've talked about that. When Shedeur Sanders ended the NFL, as one best friend told me today, when Shedeur Sanders entered the NFL, the whole thing crumbled. Shedeur Sanders, basically before he was drafted, said, hey, if you don't want your culture changed, don't draft me. When Shedeur Sanders entered into the NFL, the whole thing got put into the equation. I was trying to tell my home boy, the Atlanta Falcons fans, that they are doomed. Doctor, I'm not a doctor. I just want to go ahead and just basically said that I have looked it up. I'm still looking it up for a very reputable source to see if Tua Tagovailoa even said that out of his mouth. I'm still looking for that, so I'm going to end the conversation right there regarding his medical evaluations. But I'm curious. The NFL, PA, even Atlanta Falcons, because y'all remember, hold on. I do know this right here. Remember, the NFL, once they pick up a free agent, they still have to go through their own medical doctors for that team. Remember who? Max Crosby. Remember that big hoopla about Max Crosby? So y'all remember Max Crosby, that deal between the Raiders and the Baltimore's failed, became null and void because, quote unquote, he failed their medical examination. So you mean to tell me Max Crosby, his knee was so bad that he failed the Baltimore Ravens medical examination, but Tua Tagovailoa passed the Falcons medical evaluation with all of those concussions? I'm gonna leave it right there. That doesn't make no sense. And then who was the other quarterback? He went somewhere. I forgot his name. I think he failed an evaluation for another team. I think it's the Colts. If 420 was in here, 420 would tell me who that quarterback name is. He failed his medical evaluations, and they kept him. Just let me keep going. I'm just going to keep going. Now let's go ahead and talk about Money Mayweather. If you don't know here, this is what I brought up this today during the lunch drive, the lunch teaser. If you don't know, and now I got the clip from good gracious, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco talking about the current situation for Floyd Money Mayweather. Let's go and pull this up here. If you don't know, there is rumors going around. Well, it is some truth to this. Money Mayweather, he is on the verge of going broke, and he has filed his own lawsuit against his fellow associates for $175 million. 175. And I think it was another vessel that went under my live today, and she agreed with me. She think that it's more than 175 million that has went missing from his bank account, and I totally agree. I really think it's more than about 300 million, 400 million that he has lost track of because of people that he have trusted.
Favorite sport. Floyd Mayweather says he reportedly got cleaned out to the tune of 175 million.
What?
Claiming a former close associate ran a year-long scheme that allegedly drained his bank accounts, hijacked real estate deals, pawned off his jewelry, and even made his private jet disappear. Damn. TMZ, Floyd says roughly $100 million worth of bling has handed over to a Miami jeweler for only $13 million in return. And he said a huge chunk of the collection is still sitting with the dealer. Floyd also says he unknowingly signed paperwork transferring ownership of his Gulfstream jet with a buyer section left blank, and says he still doesn't know where the aircraft money went. Floyd also reportedly has been ordered to pay more than $1 million in child support after a Nevada judge ruled the retired boxer fathered a 4-year-old girl born to a former dancer at his Las Vegas strip club. Floyd also faced a reported $7.3 million IRS lien. Ocho, with the lavish lifestyle that Floyd has built over the years, the J's entourage non-stop spending, has the lifestyle. Has he created a lifestyle that when he was making 200, 400 million?
Let me pause right there. You're right. Let me go back to the chat right here. You're right. So you saw that too. So hey, Diane, you're a wino too. Hold on, Diane. You're a wino too. Listen, like I was telling everybody this morning, Tasha K brought this up, the Floyd Money Mayweather case up about 2 or 3 months ago, and everybody was saying that she was capping. Listen, I understand Tasha K. Everybody know right now, Tasha K. She says she's 99-1. 99-1. If you know, right? But she brought this up January, February of this year. It just started circulating how bad it had gotten for the last week. You're right. Tasha K said exactly what's in the chat, and I'm going to pull that up. But listen how bad it's gotten, y'all. Let's see here. Damn, Floyd. And then we're going to talk into, we got to talk about a serious issue within America, okay?
$1 a year,
Yeah.
able to enjoy, and he created something that he can no longer keep up with.
Yeah, I think so. Because if you think about Floyd, obviously having to maintain the image of being Money Mayweather Joe, being at one point, being at Top's highest paid Forbes, top highest paid athlete at one point. The lifestyle that he did live, you understood. Once you stop fighting, once you retired, regardless of what investments you made, there are no investments in this world, I don't care who you are, Uncle Joe, that you can make that can still accumulate that type of revenue that the sport that you play can. It's not that many. You got to hit. You got to get in good and hit it when it's hot, and it happens very seldom. It happens very seldom. So I hate this. I hate this for my young bull, man. I hate this for my young bull, Floyd. Hopefully, this situation gets rectified, especially when it comes to having people around you. Having other people in control of your finances, that's a no-no, huh? Joe, that's a...
Hey, we finna get into this serious conversation. This is why we talk about other things besides stats over here. Yeah, stats is easy to talk about. It doesn't take that much brain power to discuss stats, routes, positions, this, that, possibilities, this factor, that factor. Nah. The real men, the young men that has dreams and aspirations of becoming NFL players, we have to give them the other side of sports, which is why this morning, this was the thumbnail, the other side of the sports coin, which a lot of people don't talk about. And I think if more and more and more people, especially podcasters, I don't care if your channel is small or big, maybe your video would come across any young person that's in the league or has aspirations of being in the league. You have to know the other side of this. And Ocho Cinco just brought up all these points so far in this video has been valid. You got to be careful of the people that you have around you. Even us viewers, investors, you also got to be careful of the people that you have around you. You don't know if you actually got a werewolf or a vampire in your crew or somebody sitting right next to you. You don't know. You got to be careful, and especially when it comes to your finances. This is what I stressed. This is what I stressed today. If you want to be a rapper, a professional athlete, or anything in your life, especially the young rappers and athletes, you think it's all about football. You think it's all about dribbling a ball. You think it all is about going to the studio and hanging out and getting lean and all that other crazy stuff that they do in the studio. Listen, I'm looking at you directly. Don't let nobody say that you don't need to know how to read, that you don't need to know how to count your money, that you don't need to be worried about your finances, because that's what you hire me for. I said the devil is a lie. This is why Floyd Money Mayweather, and I'm going to say majority of all of our black athletes, current and past, will end up like a Floyd Money Mayweather because they feel like they have hired somebody to do something that they should have a very intimate relationship with, which is those contracts and their own bank accounts. There is no way that you're supposed to. They said Floyd Money Mayweather was handing over blank checks to former associates, the same associates that he is suing now. He ain't gonna never get none of that money back. Because one day, even they had to consider, well, what if he catch on to what we doing? I gotta hide this money right. That money been gone. Floyd would never, ever recoup that money. So that's why he's about to start fighting again. Man, let me go ahead, man. I'm talking too much sense, but guess what? It needs to be said. We still got, they saw what Shedeur Sanders went through. These young men are heard all the stories about CTEs. They are heard all the stories about going broke, getting arrested, all these other stuff. And guess what? We still got young men in Pee Wee. We still got parents putting the ball in their son's hand, which is nothing against that. Totally understand. It's nothing against that. But hey, please tell them about the other side of sports that nobody talks about until they're going through this or they in the courtroom because they've done something legal or committed a felony or got arrested or committed a crime and may go to jail. Or they're in the hospital laying up with CTE because enough people did not talk about it. So let me go ahead with this audio clip. I'm talking too much tonight. But somebody got to tell these young men the whole entire truth. 365 degrees of this thing they call professional sports. Come on, Shannon Sharp, Ocho Cinco, fair use.
No. That is a big no, especially with the kind of cash flow.
Blake, you know you can't sign anything, Blake. Ocho, when they come to us and they try to get us to sign.
I got to stop it again. Who encouraged Floyd Mayweather to sign over blank checks to anybody? Who did he trust like that to sign over blank checks? For real, let's think about that. What did they say good enough to Floyd Money Mayweather? How did they word it? That's a vampire. What spell did they put over Money Mayweather to turn over blank checks when at one time you was worth almost $1 billion? And now they're saying that Floyd Money Mayweather, and they're going to say it, at this point, he probably can't even afford security anymore. That's how bad it got. That's why I said broke. He can't even fund his security team. What are we talking about? How did it get this bad, Floyd? But let me keep going. God dang. Let's keep going.
These blanks when it comes down autograph. No, bro. Do you know how many jerseys that you can put these on? Do you know how many pictures you can? No, bro. I'm not signing no blanks. Yep. Look, I'm not gonna address the child situation. Whatever he and hopefully the co-parent will get that worked out, get that resolved. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't really care. I don't really care about that. Hopefully, whatever needs to be done will get done.
Damn.
But first of all, before I get to second, third, Ocho.
Yeah, talk to me.
$100 million in jewelry. Damn. Ocho.
Gone.
Yeah.
$100 million in jewelry, Ocho.
Gone.
But hey, Uncle, it's Money Mayweather,
It's gone.
It's Money Mayweather. He had an image to uphold.
See, I talked about this morning too. To all the young professional athletes, if you ever come across this video, let me go ahead and bust your bubble now, right? And let me go ahead and anybody that's affluent or got that money or got that paper and they want to show it off, guess what? I'm gonna leave that alone, but I'm gonna say this to these young men that feel like they have to floss it. No, that's an illusion. Whoever is behind the scenes, when you get your contract and they walk up to you and say, hey, do you want some jewelry? Do you want some cars? Do you want to start looking at some houses? You tell them no. Like I said this morning, we don't care about your cars. We don't care about your houses. We don't care about the women or the men that you're going to have on your arms. We don't even care about your jewelry because sometimes too much don't even look right. It looks forced. It looks fake anyway. So what we care about here from the community, if nobody will never tell you, young men, that you come across this video, we don't care about that. We care that you got it, and we care even more that you keep it. That is the real flex. Anybody can get a car. Anybody can get a house. Anybody can get women. Anybody can get men if that's your preference. The real flex is getting the money and keeping it for yourself, your kids, your grandkids, or whoever. Or even if you don't want any kids, the real flex is keeping it. That's the power. So when you get your contract, just know somebody's going to be sent to knock on your door and say, hey, you want a car? I know somebody. Hey, you want a house? I know a neighborhood. Hey, you want some jury? I know a juror. Hey, you want a party? Hey, what's your taste? What's your taste? Jaguar Rye has already released so much information what goes on behind the scene. This is all a setup. The flex is what you keep. That's the flex. It's not your jury. That's the flex. Come on, I'm talking too much. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. All of these young men, even Ocho just said it's the image he tried to maintain. Floyd, really, Floyd, Floyd, how many times did we really see you out in public for you to maintain your image? The only time we really see Money Mayweather is when he's getting weighed in before the fight, after the fight, and on the stage. Who was he trying to impress with money, cars, and all this other stuff? What?
Bro, Joe, you're talking to the cheapest athlete of all time. You ain't got to say it. You ain't got to say it to me. It ain't something I would do. You know how I move when I played, huh? Joe, you know how I move when I played, and I always talked about it publicly to let you know. It ain't no point. The value is not the accessories that you're wearing. You already Floyd Money Mayweather.
Right.
Your name is the value, not anything you can purchase, not anything you can drive. You got 2 hands and 2 feet, and just one of you. You need 1 car. 2, if that. Get your car in the truck. That's it. That's all you need. But he had an image to maintain based on what he created and who he was.
Hey.
Forget an image.
He only got 13 million out of that 100. Is it? Did I hear that right? That's what
he said somebody else got them.
Hey, so going back to the jury, I read the article this morning. $100 million went missing and was pawned intentionally. I'm going to say intentionally, or I can't say accidentally, for $13 million. And guess what? Money Mayweather didn't even get the $13 million back after the jury was pawned, intentionally or unintentionally. Money Mayweather never even seen the $13 million for his $100 million jury.
Money.
Yeah.
Somebody else took the jury.
Says roughly $100 million worth of bling was handed over to a Miami jewelers, F, meaning more than one, for only $13 million in return. It says a huge chunk of the collection is still sitting with the jewelers or the dealers.
You gotta understand too, Joe. Diamonds. When you purchase diamonds, it's like cars. Once you walk out that jewelry store, you can't get back what you paid for it.
Damn.
Well, if you bust it down, now.
Hold on, whoa. What you say, Diane? Tasha said that? Said one of the fights he made $350 million and all of that went missing? What? The whole entire purse for the fight went missing? He didn't even get $1 million off of. That's why I said that $175 million is too low. That's the only money that he can account for or remember that went missing. Let me see what else you said. 525 million plus. That Max thing got quiet real quickly. Right. Max Crosby. You're right. That Jewish guy had power of attorney. And that other liquidated and transferred over money. You got it. You got it. God's hate pride. What's up? Definitely the Defi. Come on with it. Welcome to the chat. And go crazy in the chat. Trust me. I love engagement in the chat. Generational wealth. Floyd, they said, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but they said Floyd Money Mayweather daughter is looking for a job. Now that's how bad it's got. Like I said, I don't know. I think they're going to say this. You see what they did? Let's see here. What you say? You see what they tried to do to Michael Jackson and Prince? Of course. too much flashes, and not enough paying attention to your business. We don't even, that's a fairy tale. That's a fairy tale. I don't even know when that thing became a thing, but them same people that Diane was talking about, I think they put this image in the young man's head that you gotta do this. This is how you show that you got it. I'm trying not to say so much. Let's keep going back. I'm trying not to say so much. I can't say so much.
You got, let's just say for the sake of argument, Joe. Now the problem is, diamonds are worth, everything is worth something. Yeah. The bank will lend you money as long as they know you don't need it.
Let me go to the 13-minute mark. Here we go.
He's always been great to me. Every time I see him, he's been nothing but.
Back. He's gonna make a huge lump sum of it.
Let me rewind. They're finna talk about Money Mayweather again.
I just hate to see him in this situation like this, making all the money that he's made, and to be in a situation like this. I hate it. Right? I really do, man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it for us.
Yeah. I hate it too. But the good thing about it, the good in this situation though, is his body is still willing and able. People will pay to watch him fight, even though he's going to make the money because people are paying to watch him lose. Yeah. They're paying to watch him lose. So he's gonna make it back. He's gonna make a huge lump sum of it back.
And yes, Ocho Cinco, people was talking to him in talking about him in the chat. Yes, I'm gonna say Ocho Cinco, he is gonna make some money back, but there's no way that Floyd Money Mayweather can make $1 billion back. Just because they know the fight owner or whoever, right now they're going to see that Floyd Money Mayweather is desperate. They may not even offer him the same purse as his last fight because, hey, I know you desperate. I don't have to pay that money to you no more because I know whatever I offer you, because I know you desperate, you're going to take it. Mark my word, Floyd Money Mayweather may never even get offered what his last fight paid him out because they know that Floyd is desperate now. Let's keep going.
In his 3-fight deal that he has coming up.
He's gonna be all right
as long as he changes his ways once he gets the money back.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why you need 2 jets.
2. He only had 1. Money Mayweather.
2.
2?
Yes. Yes, they're 2.
Damn.
And that's what I tell people. And fuel costs. Bro, if it's $15,000, $20,000 an hour and you going to Dubai?
Shh. Hey, can you explain something to me? Hey, Joe, how does that work, Joe?
What do you mean it work?
Like, how do the individuals or
to buy shares? So when you need it, you get it and go. So now look, you know, there's some people, and I don't want to tell their names. I know people that they got so much money, the husband and the wife never fly on the same jet. She has one, he has one.
Well, that's CEOs.
When one of you guys are worth 14, 16, 17, 20 billion, the other's worth 16, 17, 18, 20 billion, you can do that. Yeah. Right. But if I had that kind of money, I would buy shares. I would buy a couple of $100, Joe. Yeah. For where I need to go, Ocho. Hey.
So that's what they're saying. Like I said this morning, instead of buying the houses or the cars or the juries or whatever, lease it. Or do what he's saying, share it. Buy shares into it. So, hey, I already got 200 shares over here. Hey, I want to cash in these shares right here. I want to go ahead and use the jet, use this right here, use the. And y'all, so Cam Newton said this one time, right? Especially regarding these $1 million mansions they're buying. Cam Newton said he talks to all of the young men, I guess he mentors. He tell them, listen, first of all, don't buy a house where you're playing because you're only going to be there for 17 weeks plus training, mini camp, and all of these other camps. Then you're going to leave. Then you may not even want to be there. He said, so buy a house wherever you feel like that's going to be your permanent residence. And wherever you're playing at regarding the team, you just get a small apartment, lease that. If you can't do a 6-month lease, just go in and lease that for a year. Look at the money that you're saving. This is what Cam Newton said. And he also said, regarding these houses, they said, He said he tried to tell these young men, don't go out and buy these these major mansions and stuff. Because guess what? Only maybe 0.000 Americans, when you go to sell, can buy it. So why buy all these huge mansions that only 0.001% Americans can buy it? He said, just buy normal homes. If they want to, go ahead and buy a lot of land. Build your house from the ground up, secure it with gates, and stay within a budget. Because who's going to see your house anyway? It's going to be on the lock and key in a security, behind security walls. You're going to have ground security. Who can live in 200, I'm just throwing numbers out there, 200,000 feet homes? Who can enjoy that? I'm hearing from celebrities that did live like that. Actually, you feel more lonely in a bigger home versus a decent sized home. Let me go ahead and finish this right here. Then I'm gonna let y'all go, y'all. I'm talking too much common sense. Let me go ahead.
Me and Mama, we going to Cancun. Yeah. Before we touch down, they got a bed in the back. I was there. Turbulent. It ain't the sky. That's going to stay in the back. Hey. Real soul plane. Yeah. I just feel bad, man. Made $100, had $1 billion. Let's just say for the sake of our Ocho, Florida's lived in California, Vegas, so it's different. So in $100 billion, he gonna bring home 630. 600 of $1 billion, he'll bring 630 home.
See?
Yeah. Let's just say, you know what, Ocho?
Damn.
I'm gonna take care of my mom. I'm gonna take care of everybody. I'm gonna live it up.
Yeah.
Because when the guy called me home, good times ain't gonna O'Shea nothing. I still got $300 million. That's if you spend 300. I'm talking about just cars, watches, women, homes, whatever.
Right.
Hey, your boys, you take care.
Right.
Bro, you got to pay taxes. You got to.
And y'all, regarding the taxes, one article said he was 7.3. He owed the IRS. No, other sources saying he owed the IRS now $20 million. So even when he has these fights, the IRS is going to get they cut off the top first. Lien. Isn't it funny? Why these people that's working for these professional athletes, they're talking about the other type of lien. Why they ain't talking about the IRS lien that may be around the corner if you don't pay your taxes? These young people are worried about the wrong type of liens, not the IRS liens if they don't pay their taxes. Let's keep going.
You gotta. That man don't play by his money. They get us. I mean, I wish I could be in a situation where my family wouldn't be audited again, but I ain't gonna bring that up. I sure wish I could be in a situation where I wouldn't get audited. y'all know what I'm talking about, yeah. But that ain't none of my business. I don't even know why I brought it up, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you when you're right now. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But Ocho, I hope you're right.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna be right.
I really sincerely hope you're right.
You're Floyd Mayweather. At this point, or your face, your presence, your aura, your energy, wherever you go, you are the value.
Right.
There's nothing Floyd can buy that is bigger than his name alone.
Right.
Your name.
Right.
I don't care what you buy. You can have 200 cars. It's still, you can drive a putt-putt. When you get out that putt-putt, you still Money Mayweather.
And then he used to like to gamble, Ocho. You see the tickets he have.
Hey, y'all, now listen to this. That's why Floyd Money Mayweather no way some of his money went. That's why I'm not saying they stole the 100 billion. Y'all, if you don't know, they finna break it down. Give us insight on how Floyd Money Mayweather was spending his money. Jesus, watch this, y'all.
5 million, betting 8 million, betting 3 million.
Time out. Come on, man. Come on. Bring it back in. Hold up. Who the hell betting $5 million a hand?
Floyd betting on games, on sporting events, basketball, football. Yeah. I wouldn't even be able to watch a damn game. Why you think that, Ocho, remember we had a conversation why people be so upset? Calling you the N-word, calling you all kind of things. Yo, you can't watch the game. Hell no. I got $100,000, $250,000 in a game. Yeah, Ocho, people bet that.
Hey, that's a lot of money, that Joe.
Man, what you talking about?
Jesus.
I know he gambled because I remember seeing sometimes he had posted a little slip, but I ain't never.
That's what I'm talking about, Ocho.
I ain't never seen one for no M's, boy.
Yes.
I saw 30,000, 60,
No,
70.
millions.
Ooh.
A hand.
Millions.
Yeah, my dog gonna get right. He gonna get right. Let's go, Floyd. Let's go. Once he get that thing, once he put them hands on Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, he gonna put them hands on him too. And you know what?
Hey Joe, that wild stop. I bet I'll play online poker. I'll come out here to bait.
Gotta stop it.
I said, man, look at man, I ain't in the NFL. I ain't making money like that, man.
So I guess I'm gonna pause right there. If you want to watch that video came out 4 days ago. Nightcap show. Unc and Ocho stunned Floyd Money Mayweather lost 175. Is he broke? He based off this, he broke. And the way that Tasha K broke it down, he broke, y'all. It just ain't got out there. He broke. Let me go back to the comments. And see what y'all talking about. Okay, Blind Beauty, I see you about that. Allegedly, the Falcons don't have a specialized insurance on Tua because his contract amount was massive like that in Hawaii. Lord have mercy. So basically, if he gets hurt, let's keep going. Let's keep going. It said Money Mayweather was worth billions at one point. That's what I'm talking about, Destin. What we talking about? You mean to tell me, if anything, Floyd Money Mayweather should have had somebody in his ear before that hatter. We gonna call him that hatter. Took all his money. Floyd should have had somebody should have been in his ear and say, "Hey, just take 300 million. You could go ahead and do whatever you want to do with the other 700 million. Take 300 million and just put it somewhere that only you and one other person know about that you trust. Don't go broke." Man, Floyd had access to $1 billion. If Floyd Money Mayweather had the right sense, Floyd, let's say he could have went fighting and let's say gained another, let's say $500 million or $1 billion. Do you know he would have had as much asset and capital as an NFL owner? If Floyd would have did right by his money and invested right, he probably didn't have to fight again. Invested right and got that compound interest, he would have had just as much money as an NFL owner, and the money is gone. Oh God, I'm gonna make myself sick. Tasha said one of the fights he made $350 million that went missing. Yes, 500 plus easy. Just sitting there in the bank. Just making money. The compound interest would have been nasty. Oh God, yep. There you go, here you go. Little hatter that has power of attorney and other liquidated and transferred. Man stole it from under his nose. God's hate pride, golly, and generational wealth gone. Too much flash is not paying attention. Gone. And why your big age get it? Gone. That's why this morning I was kept saying mind over matter, mind over money. In Tua's case, health and mind over money. This thing needs to be talked about. Plane was $20 million. They sold it and he didn't get no money. Just like his jury, no money. Just gone. I agree that flexing is creating generational wealth loss. They pointed out those who has continued wealth are not extremely the fashion. Right. Even when they have planes, they run them out. That's how you save the money. Y'all, somebody has did one of the biggest mind controls on the Black community, professional athletes. I said it. Somebody has did one of the biggest mind tricks on the black professional athletes. I said it. There is no way. There is no way. I remember when Black Diamond 306, and I don't know who he is in real life, but every time he comes over here, and the first time he found my channel, he said these young men need to save money for generational wealth. And at that time, I was alive spilling about all of the taxes behind the scenes that Cam Newton was spilling out in the atmosphere. And I said at that time, a lot of these young men, they go broke because they don't have a Coach Prime. Nobody's talking to them about taxes and this, and really this is what your check look like, and this is how you're supposed to save your money and do this with your money. You can splurge. Of course you can splurge, but definitely save and watch where your money is going. Coach Prime, up there in that mountains, even in Jackson, Mississippi, this is the type of education and grown man talk that he was giving all of those boys. But they've gotten caught up in the image of what they think it should be. Who created this image that the young black sports athlete and rapper go after? It wasn't us, y'all. It wasn't us. We didn't create this image that they think is reality. As you can see, Dexter said, I agree that the flex is creating general wealth loss. I'm pretty sure he left off that word, or he or she left off that word. They point out those who has continued wealth are not extremely flashy. Even when they have planes, they rent them out. That's how you secure the bag and maintain the bag. It's one thing in securing the bag, but it's another thing in maintaining the bag. Man, live below your means. Live below your means, young man. And young man, just know we didn't give you this image. Somebody else outside of the community gave you that image that you think is reality. In the community, we care that you keep your money and you grow your money. Protect your money. That's where the power is. Protect your money. And that's another thing why they hate Coach Deion Sanders. Look at the wealth that he has been able to sustain by fussing at his kids regarding a $400 dinner check. Now that's a little bit extreme to me, but you see where I'm going. Because Deion Sanders, he remembers when he didn't have no money. He remembers when his single mother struggled. He remembers his childhood. And he's doing everything and did everything not to return there. Now, yeah, he got flashes and everything but he splurged maybe only a little bit. He didn't blow all his wealth. That's all I'm trying to say. He didn't blow all his wealth. Oh my gosh. They falling for fantasy, y'all. They be trying to impress other men and fall. You're right, because women, real women, hey, let me go ahead and tell all the men in the room, real women, we see it, but because guess what, in our mind, okay, hold on, if you're spending all the money here and what's in your bank account? You know, in the right way. If you got in trouble, do you have enough money to get yourself out of the family out of a bind? Real women look at bank accounts is, if an emergency happened, do we have to take out a loan, or do you have it? Or if you got to take out a loan, how much we got to take out a loan? We don't want to see all the money in the cars, the women, and the drinks, and the jewelry, and then come to find out, oh my gosh. Oh, But see, they say that women that consider and look at finances like that, they say that women like that is gold diggers. What? No. What we're doing is we're making sure that the wealth is still going to be there in the future. Man, come on with it. Come on with it. They knew how illiterate he was and took advantage of it. Yes, Donna C. Yes. Investment. Yes, Donna C. Yes, they need to teach. And Deion Sanders definitely teaches them about investments. Yes, they do. I think Shedeur rents his house. Yes, I don't see Shedeur Sanders there unless they're going to make him franchise quarterback still. Still rent your house there, but buy your house where you want to permanently retire at. Need to know about investment? Yes, Dinah Walker. There are many people who buy many mansions and haven't been able to. You get stuck. It don't become an asset no more. It's a liability. That's a liability. It's not even an asset. It's only an asset when you're living in it and you know, you got it. But when you're trying to get rid of it, that's a liability. And guess what? You still got to pay the mortgage and the taxes on it. If not, you're going to be in the news. That's a liability. Diana, that's what I did in the 1990s. Come on with it. Come on with it. And y'all know we got so many stories about all of these famous people broke. Nelly bought a mansion in Missouri and he couldn't sell it. He was trying to fix it up and they foreclosed. How many times have we heard about that, y'all? But guess what? Behind these doors, and when these young men signing contracts, the vampire is there, the werewolf is there, the witch is there, the warlock is there. Who else is there? The funny banker is there, the jeweler is there, the real estate. Do y'all remember when Shiloh was in Miami and the realtor was taking him around through the different condos and houses and stuff? And just because his name was a Sanders, Shiloh Sanders caught that. The guy had upcharged, or what they call it, marked up the condo that he was looking at. And then Shiloh said, well, God dang, he said, I thought it was such and such, such and such. He said, oh, well, you a Sanders, you got it. Shiloh said, no, that's not me. They take advantage of them because they know they got them contracts. And they was trying to take advantage of Shiloh because he knows who his daddy was and his family name. Man, these young men need to be careful. Mayweather, people was cheating him left and right. And in his face, Mayweather has fur coats. Mayweather need to do is learn to read. Right. He should have did that years ago. Good investments and a job making a great salary can help you. Yes, Donnelly. And live below your means. Live below your means. Build you a house from the ground up, however you want it. Don't spend all your money in no house because it becomes a liability if you ever try to get rid of it or sell it and nobody can afford it. I learned at an early age. My supervisor showed me about stocks and bonds. Gotcha. Michael Jordan continues. Make sure he continue. And do you see Michael Jordan? Thank you for that, Destin. Do you see Michael Jordan with all that jewelry? I'm pretty sure he got houses, but Michael Jordan don't even floss like that. Michael Jordan don't even do that because somebody either told him the truth or he saw that image that they portrayed on the screen is what it is. It's a mirage. It's not true. You can't maintain that lifestyle. And Floyd Money Mayweather was trying to maintain a lifestyle that we didn't even care about. That's only for show. What's up, Michelle? What's up, Michelle Barnes? What's up, Michelle? How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? They sell that lifestyle to the young black people and they fall for it every single time. Unfortunately, you're right. Don't see Coach Prime taught them boys well about money. Right. I'm a female MC and I am not into all that designer stuff. I would show up on stage in my sheet. Hell yeah. Yes, Blind Beauty. And you still didn't tell us who won the rap contest. Don't forget you did a drop in last week, and I appreciate that, but I thought you was gonna come back and tell us who won the rap contest. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That I want to hear your voice too. I bet you got a nice voice. Blind Beauty, I'm a thrifter. Hell yeah. I go to the Goodwill and y'all says before, yes. Coach, and y'all, let me just be honest, y'all know they laugh at our young men. Blowing all this money. They laugh at our young men. Coach Prime got a whole ranch estate. Right. And if you look at Coach Prime house in Dallas, that's suitable. that's suitable. But it ain't like no 30,000 square feet or 300,000 square feet. Y'all know them homes I'm talking about, them big, crazy homes, mansion that cost $40-50 million. What? Who can you sell that to? Who can you sell that to? Who can buy a $40-50 million house? Who in America, even at this time, at this time, can buy a $10 million mansion? And people that can probably buy homes of that, they already got their own custom-made house. So why would they buy your house when they already got a house designed just for them? What are we talking about? It's a trap. Cam Newton said it's a trap, and the young men don't even see it. Thank you. If you get sick, what will happen? Thank you. I think reading is the first issue for him. Yes, we talked about this morning. Tasha. You got to go back. Yes. And they took advantage of him. Yes, I brought that out. And I also brought out, we talked about, I think it's like 50 to 55% of all American adults are illiterate. I talked about Georgia because I know for sure at about 17, 18 years ago, Georgia took out phonics in school. Georgia, the state of Georgia, took phonics out of school. So we talking about pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. How do you learn how to read without knowing how to sign out the letters? Y'all, hold on. Let's see here. U.S. American literacy rate. My. Whew. Approximately, according to this article, let me go ahead and find a reputable source. I don't want to depend on AI for that. Let me go ahead. I want to find a source. So this is the National Literacy Institute. Okay, it seems like it's the same thing from the AI. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read this. It says overall, approximately 79% of U.S. adults are functionally literate, while 21%, roughly 43 million adults, lack basic literacy skills, often unable to complete tasks beyond a simple reading level. The average American, here it is, the average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade level. The average American reads at a 7th to an 8th grade level, and around 54% of adults read. That's that 54%. And around 54% of all adults read below a 6th grade level. Let me see how many states took phonics out of school. And Money Mayweather may have got caught into this. As a matter of fact, let me see how old he is. He is 49. Oh my gosh. Well, see, he's 49. So back then I know. I didn't know he was 49. Nah, I know for sure phonics was in school, so this is no excuse. Maybe he had a learning disability like Jamal Warner, Theo, that played for the Cosby Show. Maybe he had a dyslexia or learning issue that was not addressed. But no, his age, he's 40. He's about to be 50, y'all, and finna have to box 3 fights to get money again. Let's see here. I have some type of paycheck, y'all. How many states remove phonics from school? Y'all, hold ya. Here we go, y'all. So based off this source here, rather than explicitly removing phonics, at least 14 states and the District of Columbia have banned the controversial 3-cueing method. This method, which was popular for decades, encouraged students to guess words using pictures or context clues rather than decoding letter sounds. Okay, states have shifted away from cueing to mandate curriculum based on the science of reading, which place phonics at the center of instructions. States that have enacted bans on 3 cueing include Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, North Carolina, Ohio, South Carolina, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Y'all look at this right here. More than 40 states and DC has enacted laws or policies returning to phonics-based literacy instructions to improve early reading scores. My question is, why did you even take it out anyway? Why did you take it out anyway? Now they're trying to, was the American kids, were they guinea pigs regarding reading and literacy for some type of entity? Because why would you take it out anyway? Do y'all see this right here? Do y'all see this right here? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go, investors. I'm finna let y'all go. Y'all. Over the years, when I would bring up Floyd literacy up to black men, they be like, well, he got the money though. There's so much I can say on that sentence. He got the money though. He had the money. He had the money and he took the money because he couldn't read. Do you know how many households and former associates have put their kids through college and got mansions of their own and planes of their own, even the little smaller ones, off of Floyd Money Mayweather, because he had the money? You know how many people have gotten rich off of Floyd Money Mayweather because he had the money, but he couldn't read? Do you know how much money people have put on the side and hidden in boxes in the backyard or in the fields, in the woods of Georgia, in treasure boxes and locker boxes, because Floyd Money Mayweather had the money? What? He had the money. Gone. I remember. Gone. That was Colorado. Billionaires keep their finances in stocks and bonds to maintain their wealth. Also, this helps them avoid massive taxes and helps secure the loans right without touching their own money. Why this information is not given to the young men that's coming to the NFL? You know why? Just like the agents. And I'm going to say it. This is why information like this is not shared with the young men coming in the NFL. Because they know that the wolves got to eat. They know the vampires got to eat. And they know their generation got to eat. Then over here, the witches and the warlocks, they got to eat. So that one player, just by coming in the league, got to feed all of these other people they don't even know behind the scenes. It's piranhas. They're piranhas on our young men. And they're not going to share this information with them. Why would they share this information with the young black men? Why? Why would they share this information with young black men that don't know no better, that can barely read the contract and didn't have a coach prime? Why would they? You mean the vampires can't eat? The werewolves can't eat? What about their kids? What about their wife at the house? Listen, this is what the music industry has been doing to our own for years. Even though they singing the song and they rapping the song, hey, it's the producer that's getting the money. It's the engineer that's getting the money. It's the arrangers getting the money. Y'all heard about them 365 degrees. Come on, y'all don't heard about them deals. Man, come on with it. Actually, people are getting houses built. Right. 5 contests were selected to feature on a song. Okay, 5 contestants. Okay, Blind Beauty, big time. You doing it like that? Wasn't they still from? I brought that up this morning. Blind Beauty Big Time. I called him out this morning too. Not call him out in a negative way, but put him in the same scenario. I called him out. Yes. But R.Kelly, he admitted that he had dyslexia and he couldn't stay focused. So I think he had dyslexia and ADHD, which is also very, it's proven to be learning conditions. But with the money that they had, they could have talked to professionals to get that under control, because a lot of people have ADHD and it's not able to read, and it just takes an isolated, how can I say it, environment, just to have a quiet room and just to have a one-on-one so people can just walk them through the basic steps of reading. With the money they had, they could have been reading. I said this morning, within 2 to 3 years, just by one-on-one, constant communication with, a licensed teacher, therapist, or whatever, man, they could have 3 years, 4 years tops, they could have been reading on a collegiate level. Right. Fantasia, I forgot about her. Fantasia went back to school, and guess what? She got robbed too. Fantasia got robbed too. Fantasia went back to school and got a GED, and she ain't got nowhere near the money. Right. Thank you, Blind Beauty. You're right. I seen a video on how they were teaching young children in China skills such as solving problems quickly, such as Rubik's Cube. Thank you. While our children are coming to school 6 to 7. Yes, I totally agree. In Japan, they have year-round education. Okay, I think I got through the comments, y'all. But this is just a continuation on this morning's live. Okay, I got one more pick up. Shedeur brought his house through his trust. That's what I'm talking about. And I hope all of the young men, I don't care if they was only 1 year under Coach Prime, I hope they took notes on what Coach Prime was putting down. I hope they see Coach Prime as the blueprint to follow. And I'm pretty sure, as Coach Prime said, most of those players can reach back and have reached back to get guidance. I hope they pay attention and don't get caught up in the illusion of what they think living life with money is. That's a facade. That is fantasy. That's not real. And the real people, we don't care nothing about that. We don't care nothing about that. You're so right, Tony. Look at how Anita Baker was treated and she was educated, went through hell. Come on with it. I put it like this. I would rather go through hell. Matter of fact, no, I don't want to go through hell at all. I'm not even going to put that words out there. I don't want to go through hell. But I know life have challenges. I would say this. I would rather go through challenges knowing how to read and do arithmetic and basic math, subtraction, division, multiplication, and adding, than to go through life and don't know nothing at all. Sylvester's, I'm going to leave you on that note. This is what we're facing with. We started high with Brian Flores. He's going to get his money. He's going to get his cheese. He's going to get his generational wealth. And guess what? I know he's know what he's going to do with that. And then, I'm sorry, we had to end it on this note here, but this is real too. Damn. This is real too. Sylvester's, until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Because we stay vested up over here, 365 degrees at Tony Talks Vested Up. And yes, Blind Beauty, thank you so much. Before you leave the room, go ahead and hit that like button. You're right. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. And please, if you know any young man or woman, right, please share this video. I will be cutting up this morning's video and this tonight's video, segmenting them out. Please share this information, please, with any young man or woman that just may just need to hear the truth and give examples. My gosh. Things finally did get to be all right. Yes, all those children was just put into grades and cannot read today. I know, yeah. Some states, they were just pushing them along. Just pushing them along. That was the system. You got to push them along. And they used to push them along and say, hey, maybe they'll catch it in the 5th grade. Push them along. Oh, maybe they'll catch it in the 6th grade because then they would use, which is true, well, all kids are slower than others. Maybe just keep pushing them along, they'll catch up. Keep pushing them along, they catch up. Next thing you know, they're in 9th grade. And they can barely read on the 3rd grade or 4th grade level because they kept pushing them along. True stories. True stories, y'all. True stories. True stories. But Vestas, hit the like button, and then I'll see you shortly again, okay? So until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees at Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. Thank you so much, Vestas. Thank you, Vestas. Thank you, Vestas.